This episode has been brought to you by CompleteNutra.com, whole family nutrition.
So there's a lot to learn on the journey to getting well. There's a lot to learn. One of the most important aspects about the whole journey is that because things are the way they are, we have to have a tremendous amount of compassion for ourselves. We have to have the right tone of voice in our head because some of this stuff is really going to irritate you at times when you realize, wow, I was really, somebody told me wrong, or a system trained me wrong, or just because my parents always did it and my grandparents always did it and their parents doesn't mean it even is going to add up to being good for you. Yeah. So, there's so much content here. It's kind of hard to figure out where do we go from here. But I think I do want to give people hope. And the hope is that every little thing that you do will start to matter. Like being well is a very synergistic, integrated process. So you can't change one thing and expect everything to get better. That's not how it works. It's actually going to take many, many things over time. The body can't detoxify overnight. The body has to detoxify over time.
That might be another question we can bring up, because
that'd be a great conversation.
I've had a couple of my friends say, Dave, you just have different DNA than me because I've been losing weight and getting in shape. And they're like, I'm too far gone. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, I think we're in a microwave fast food culture, progress now. But what we don't understand is every single day is like a mini version of our life. Like whatever we start doing today and keep doing, will benefit us. But we build on it. If we try to do everything at once, we're going to stop and burn ourselves out. But if we just pick one thing, try it for a month, try it for 2 months, that's a beneficial habit, maybe intermittent fasting, just choosing your eating window and eating 2 meals a day. If that's the only thing you change, even if you don't change what you're eating during that time, that might have an initial effect, but you will plateau, and then when you plateau, you can add in another thing and it's easier at that point to layer.
And I think that's important to make the point that while you're starting to plateau, you're also going to have more energy. Because that one thing that you did, so let's just say all you did was chew your food thoroughly every bite before you swallowed it at every meal. Let's say that's all you did. Well, eventually you're just going to start to eat less because you're going to see it's like a natural organic process. And then you're going to see, I just don't want to put as much on my plate because last time I put that much on, I didn't finish. I'm going to take less. And then gradually there's just an awareness that starts to show up like, oh, I see. I was overeating before, and now I'm really eating what my body wants. Well, guess what that looks like 6 months later? That looks like weight loss, but safe weight loss and conscious weight loss. So, we talked about this a little bit in one of the shows before. People need to stay awake at mealtime. They cannot afford to fall asleep and just be watching a mindless movie and shoveling food in. Right. It's really about being related to the meal, related to the food, maybe expressing some gratitude before we actually start to eat, literally putting the fork down in between our bites and kind of looking around and maybe seeing the bird fly by and really like get our body in the right mode to receive that nourishment. And that is opposite of what we've seen for now a couple generations. We laugh about how in the 60s there was this whole new ad campaign that came out about the coffee generation. They drink a cup of coffee and they get stuff done. They're active. They work all day and they can get it. Well, that's great, and you can't be doing that at mealtime. So we kind of and then fast food was all part of that coffee generation training where it was okay to just go through a drive-through, get your coffee, of course, but then just slam a burger. And that just sort of silently swept through our culture. And now it's far more the norm than not that people will just eat unconsciously, barely chew, do it on the go, in the car, whatever. And yet this is one of our foundations to health. This is one of the most important foundations. We are what we eat and absorb. We also are what we don't digest and ferment. We become those toxic people. Really interesting.
Thank you for joining us for the Healthy and Family Show. Visit our website at healthyandfamily.com. That's healthyandfamily.com to see what all the other doctors, experts, and real moms have to say about keeping your whole family healthy. This episode has been brought to you by CompleteNutra.com, Whole Family Nutrition, and aired on the Goldstone Network. People, Planet, Future.